BJP's trained its guns on Aam Aadmi Party after Sisodia once again shifts the blame on Delhi's excise policy. BJP leader Amit Malviya tweeted Manish Sisodia's press conference to defend himself in a massive liquor excise scam in Delhi just shows that he knows that the noose is tightening around him. Here are the facts. He should prepare to join Satyendra Jain soon in jail as the long arm of the law catches up. Akash, now he has tweeted out one entire infographic which starts from April 2021. How he alleges Sisodia used COVID as an excuse, issued orders to waive 144.36 crore license fee of the liquor cartel, and then it goes on till the timeline of 30th July 2022 where Kejriwal announced a withdrawal of his liquor policy due to fear of getting caught. Now, whatever the scam is, BJP has done a better job of putting the timeline down as an explainer than up perhaps, because even in his press conference, Manish Sisodia, while making a lot of points, wasn't very successful in explaining what exactly took place.
Right. So, Shilpa, let me make it very clear. There are two aspects. One aspect is that Manish Sisodia is talking about the implementation of the policy and also opening of the shops in the unauthorized colonies. But on the other hand, we have this tweet where Amit Malviya is talking about the waiver that was given to vendors. He's talking about the waiver of 144.36 crore license fees that was very much given during the time of Corona. So there are two aspects. On one hand, we have the recommendation for the investigation where even LG has mentioned this particular amount, that this waiver was given to some vendors. In fact, he has mentioned that some people who were very near and dear to Manish Sisodia, they were giving benefits. And on the other hand, we have Manish Sisodia who is saying that clearly at the time of implementation of policy, LG put out the objections. But before that, when this policy was sent to him for the approval, he approved it without any objection. So at this point in time, Manish Sisodia and in fact the Delhi government is shifting the blame to LG. While on the other hand, we have BJP, which is clearly saying that Arvind Kejriwal government, in fact, Manish Sisodia is very much responsible for all those lapses that happened in this particular policy, and because of which, the national capital faced thousands of crore loss. Shilpa.
All right. Akash, do stay with us because we're also joined by Amit Malviya on the phone. Very good afternoon to you, sir. You heard the press conference that Manish Sisodia took there. He attempted to explain some of those points. Were you convinced by any of his explanations?
The fact that Manish Sisodia has to come out and defend himself just tells you that he knows that the noose is tightening around him. The facts of the matter are so overwhelmingly against the Aam Aadmi Party and point to corruption, loss of revenue to the exchequer, and all that was done at the behest of Manish Sisodia, who is the minister in charge for excise. The kind of decisions that were taken, they did not have approval of the cabinet. They were turned when they were questioned, yet the wrongdoing continued. There are financial benefits that have been extended to these people who were setting up these shops. There have been uneven distribution. There has been handouts, and there has been quid pro quo, all of which comes out very strongly in the evidences that are emerging of the case. This entire attempt to muddy waters.
So Manish Sisodia has also said, if I may interrupt you, he's said that Delhi's new excise policy was actually approved by the LG twice. That is something that he said at the press conference. He's accusing the LG of changing its stance without consulting the cabinet. And he's saying that, that is the reason for this entire fiasco.
The truth is that the excise policy in the first place wasn't even approved by the cabinet. If you see the chronology that we have put out, it very clearly says that the new excise policy did not have the consent of either the cabinet or the LG for that matter. And when it was questioned, a meeting was hurriedly called where the LG was intimated about the meeting the same morning when he should have been given 48 hours notice. All those details are available in the public domain. This is nothing but an attempt to obfuscate matters, to confuse people. But the fact is, the investigating agencies have got deep into it. Just today as we speak, 9 officials of the excise department have been suspended. by the LG for their involvement in this entire scam. So clearly, Sisodia is now on his own. Arvind Kejriwal seems to have abandoned him because he's nowhere in the picture. Sisodia is the one who's coming out and defending his own self. That should tell you that he knows that his wrongdoing has been identified and the loss of the exchequer is to the tune of thousands of crores, and he will have to account for it.
All right, so thank you very much for joining us. We leave it at that. We're also joined by my colleague Rupashri Nanda. Very good afternoon to you, Rupashri. Now, as Amit Malviya is saying, there is a loss of thousands of crores to the public's exchequer. But Manish Sisodia says that it is actually the LG's fault for going back on approving that policy, one that he'd approved twice. He said, and Manish Sisodia has alleged that the LG changed his stance without consulting the cabinet, and also, he's accusing him of ending unequitable distribution of shops, presence of shops in unauthorized colonies, and he's shifted the blame onto the LG.
Well, two very major points from Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. Number one is that Manish Sisodia has also requested the CBI now to probe the role of the former Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Anil Baijal, and anybody else who could have been involved in what he claimed to have been a sudden decision which was taken without consulting the government or the cabinet just 48 hours before the liquor licensees were to open their shops in Delhi, including in unauthorized areas. So Manish Sisodia is now going to move the CBI. He's facing a CBI probe himself, but now he had moved the CBI asking for a probe into the role of the former Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. Number two, Sisodia has also said that the cornerstone of the new excise policy essentially was equitable distribution of liquor shops across Delhi, including all the wards. And he said that liquor shops were always allowed to open in Delhi, including in unauthorized areas. He also said that the liquor policy or excise policy of the government had gone to the Lieutenant Governor for approval, not once but twice, and the cabinet had also incorporated the suggestions that were given by the Lieutenant Governor. He also claimed that the Lieutenant Governor before approving the policy finally had not asked, for any changes after it was approved and licensed and shops were just about to open. Just 48 hours before shops were about to open, Sisodia said that the Lieutenant Governor's office or the Lieutenant Governor actually asked for approvals from the DDA and the MCD, unlike the practice. And he said that following that decision, many liquor shops were not able to open in Delhi while others went on and opened their shops. Those who could not open their shops actually moved the courts, and the courts then asked the government to refund the fees that the government had taken for the licenses, which actually resulted in a loss of revenue for the government. Now, there are two very important points. Number one, Sisodia has also moved the CBI now asking for a probe into who is responsible for the loss of revenue in Delhi, and whether the Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal was under any pressure to do what he did. And number two, also, the information that we are getting from the Lieutenant Governor's office is that a former excise commissioner of Delhi has been suspended following instructions by the Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Saxena, after he had asked for an investigation into the excise policy.
Thank you.